it appears that EA not only listened, but they listened. They understood the assignment. They understood the assignment because, again, this is something I've been pointing out since last year when I first started making videos about this. First of all, last year when I first started making videos about this, I keep telling people I discovered this issue last year. But there was another issue that had been in the game for years. I'm talking not like 2 or 3 years, 5+ years. And this issue was that whenever you would go to edit the weight of an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, if you just changed the weight by a pound or so, it immediately shifted that lineman's build from an offensive lineman or defensive lineman's build to a linebacker's build. So they were still somewhat sizable, but it wasn't the offensive lineman's build. But you can still work your way around it. You can adjust the arms, you can adjust the legs to fill them out more, to make them look more like an offensive lineman. They just at their core had a linebacker's build. That's been in the game. But what they did last year to make it worse after a patch is that every time you would upload a draft class that you imported, all of a sudden, all of those offensive and defensive linemen's build went to a wide receiver's build. So they already had an issue that was in the game for multiple years, but they made it even worse after a patch that I don't even think they knew that they did. So I made those videos pointing that out, never got the attention, and it carried over into this game. And one thing that I mentioned in those videos back then is the same thing that I mentioned in the videos that I did this year, is that if you're going to take away the ability for us to change the arm size, the gut, everything about the player, at least give us the ability to have different body types. I mentioned that in those videos. I mentioned that in my most recent videos. It shouldn't be hard for you to, instead of putting all this, or you can have arm size and thighs, but you should also have an option that say build type, where you could pick a player's build type. Whether you could pick slender, what would look like more of a quarterback wide receiver. You could pick like muscular, which would be more of like this build for a linebacker. You can pick big, which would be for an offensive or defensive tackle, offensive lineman or defensive tackle, etc., etc. And now they have answered the call. EA actually, for a change, understood the assignment and they followed through. And not only did they fix the issue with importing players and their body types changing, but they actually gave us the ability to select a body type. So now, not only did they fix the issue where when you change the weight, the poundage of an offensive or defensive lineman, not only did they fix that, but they also implemented the ability for us to change the body type. So now, no matter what you do weight-wise, the body type doesn't change. But they did give us the ability to select a body type. That's all one could ask for. I don't even care about me changing their weight and their body type change. I really don't. But I care them actually looking like they're supposed to look at that position. And now we have the ability. We have thin, we have normal, we have muscular, we have heavy. Stuff that should have been in the game. Should have been in the game. This shouldn't have been an issue from jump with the new game coming out. This was already an issue last year, carried over to this year. But irregardless, they fixed the issue and they fixed it to a high degree. And you gotta applaud them for that. EA took care of a lot of things with this update. I'm pretty excited about what they addressed and what was done to correct a lot of things in the game, as well as things that were implemented into the game, things, new features, new face scans, new equipment, all of those things like that. Some bugs that were in the game that they had patched. It still got a ways to go, but they're making steps. And this might just have saved Madden 26. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Give me y'all thoughts, feedback in the comments section. Again, this I mentioned in my last video. I'm not gonna keep being repetitive with this, but This change is all thanks to y'all. This change is all thanks to the community, because if it wasn't for y'all voicing y'all's opinion, spamming my videos on these EA forums and all of this, that, and the other, we wouldn't be where we're at right here, right now. So thank you all for putting in the time, energy, and effort to stay on EA's case so that they would fix this. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts and feedback in the comment section. Are y'all excited about this update? Did this address a lot of things? Did this address majority of the things that you wanted fixed? My draft classes are back. My draft classes are back. I haven't started working on any because, like I said, I wasn't gonna work on any, and then my draft classes look messed up with these offensive and defensive linemen's build being wide receiver builds. But now that this is fixed, and I can create the perfect draft class. Well, it won't be the perfect draft class, but I'll start putting out my draft classes yet again. So stay tuned for that. When I do put out my first draft class, I'll drop a video. I'll spam it everywhere so everybody can see. And then we'll go from there. But as always, if you're here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with more Madden 26 content, whether it be tips, tricks, tutorials, team builder content, franchise content, you name it, we'll have it here. Again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. It's been my time. Till next time. Peace.